Well, hello everybody. Welcome to what is this? Monday Facebook Live. I gotta get my Stampin' Lips on. I am so excited to stamp with you today, you guys. I have fabulous projects for you. I hope you're gonna like them. One is so ridiculously cute, you're not even gonna be able to stand it. So I am very excited to be here with you today. Sorry, got to get my chair all arranged. Like I said, I've got some great projects. I've got some requests, special requests that I'm doing. I've got prizes, 2 weeks worth of prizes. I've got all kinds of fantastic stuff. So I hope you guys are excited and are ready to stamp. Welcome and thank you for coming here. Denise, I'm laughing because of that thing you sent me. It was funny. Oh my goodness. So it is lovely to see you all. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I spent the weekend with my family, which was mostly wonderful. I have to say mostly because I do have 2 teenagers in my house and, you know, but it was a lovely weekend. I actually did not work for some of the weekend, which is really good. That's pretty good for me. Today, I spent most of the day catching up on email. So hopefully if you've been waiting to hear from me about something, I took care of that. I also, just before I went live, posted the registration for my fall retreat. Sorry. That is my I'm super excited face. So I cannot wait for you guys to see my fall retreat. I'm so stinking excited about it. Oh my gosh. So anyway, the information is up and I'll talk about it today, but basically I have 3 fabulous days of fun. I suppose like a Friday evening, all day Saturday and Sunday till noon worth of fun planned for you. I've been working out. I have a special notebook for it. I have a special folder with all the stuff in it. I've been working on menus. I've been working on games. It's going to be so fun. There's going to be photo ops. There's going to be display boards. There's going to be a lot. I cannot wait for you guys to see everything. I've got 3 options for my fall retreat. Of course, the first, best, and most wonderful is to attend in person. And if you want to come in person, you will not be disappointed. I also have a hotel block of rooms at a discount, and the information is in your registration confirmation for setting that up. Right now, I don't have the, right now I don't have like a link to get a room at the hotel, but hopefully the lady I'm working with can get one set up for me. Anyway, I do have lots of people coming from different places. So I have a Facebook group that I set up so that you can find roommates if you'd like to share a room with somebody. You can also find carpooling situations. I do have people, I know I've got some people coming from Ohio. I've got people coming from St. Louis. Chicago's not that far. I think I just saw someone from Kentucky who I believe is going to come. So I think there'll be opportunities to share rides if you live further away. I know I've got some people from Cedar Falls coming. So my old hometown. So anyway, there'll be lots of opportunity to connect with people and I'll help get that set up. Just let me know if that's what you're looking for. And I've got an early bird registration option. I've got a order a pre-cut cardstock packet version. And then I also have tutorials only version. Okay. I will tell you the best deal, of course, would be to either come or to get the pre-cut cardstock version. So, Debbie, I am in the Quad Cities. I'm in Iowa on the Illinois border. The event is going to be held in Davenport, which is just off of I-80. So it's convenient to get to different places. Right now, if you want to register, you need to, the early bird option, if you're getting the kit, it will apply to a kit or the live version. Yeah. And then let's see. What else was I going to just say? I'm in the Quad Cities. Oh, so because it's on 80, it's pretty convenient. So I know so many of you wish you could come. If you want to come, I believe where there's a will, there's a way. I'll just tell you that. I know I have people that want to come. Oh, I think I have somebody from Indianapolis coming too. So anyway, I'm just saying that I think there's a lot of people who are coming, so I'm excited. I would say though, if you want to come to get registered right away, I do have limited space. So I think I will be able to accommodate quite a few people, but if space runs out, the closest airport is the Quad Cities airport, which is Moline, M-L-I, I think is the code. M-I-L. Chicago is about 2.5 hour drive, and Cedar Rapids is about a 2 hour drive. So it's all, did I say Cedar Rapids is a 2 hour drive? It's a 1 hour drive. This is what happens when you try to read comments and talk at the same time. It's very complicated. Okay, so anyway, I hope that you guys are excited about that. If you have questions, you can certainly ask them here. Otherwise, the information is on my website. There's a lot of information where I talk about what's included, which, by the way, everything's included pretty much. The only thing in the registration price that's not included is your hotel, but I've got just about every meal. The only meal I don't have is Friday night. And then I have a goodie bag that's going to be huge. I've got 18 projects, and not every project is like a single card. So for instance, you might have a set of cards as one project. So there'll be lots of cool stuff. I'm not going to have a heavy emphasis on holiday stuff. I will have a couple of optional classes that you'll be able to register for at a discount, actually, when we get a little closer to it. I also have games. I will have lots of prizes. I will have all kinds of awesome stuff. The hotel is called the Best Western Plus Steeplegate. So I'm also really, really looking forward to this event. Oh, there'll be a swap. Yeah. The dates are October 25th through the 27th, Friday through Sunday. And it will start Friday probably about 5 and end Sunday at noon. Pajamas, yes, there will be a PJ party. We will have a lots of cool things going on. There'll be tons of display boards. So now, if you can't attend in person but want to be a part of the action, we'll have a few Facebook, well, I should say at least 1 or 2 Facebook Lives. Who knows how often I'll go live, but there'll be some lives that you'll be able to join in on, because I will have already set up a Facebook page for this. I will also have some fun games. I'm sure that is what we'll cover. Everybody who registers gets to, yes, if you want to swap, you can participate if you're not there, as long as you got the kit version. If you get the PDF only version, you can't swap. Only if you got the kit version. We're also going to have a card contest, and so you'll be entered. So the way you enter is by swapping. And so no, you can't just bring a bunch of cards to enter into the card contest. They will be with the swap participants, but all this information will be shared. Like I said, I've got a Facebook group already set up that has everything organized. It's really helpful. But all of that stuff you can participate in if you are attending live in person or not. Obviously, if you're attending live, you can actually play the games. If you're attending virtually, you can win, just like everybody else. So I've got things set up for that already. I am just so excited about all of it. So anyway, I think it's going to be really awesome. It's going to be, I like to think of the word epic. Maybe you would use a different word, but I think that's an appropriate word. But I really am excited about this. I think you are going to just love every minute. So, and you know I'm going to make it fun. Anyway, most of the time, well, there'll be plenty of time for you to work on your own projects, but then also plenty of time for you to work on the projects I provide. So lots of good stuff. It's going to be pretty awesome. But like I said, if you have any more questions, feel free to email me. I will try and answer them if I see them while I am live here, but it will be fun. Who is that said my games are fun? Diane. Yeah, my games are fun. And you haven't even, I don't think, I've been doing some really good games lately, I think. If you are on my team, you know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Don't worry, it won't be like strip poker or anything, but it's going to be pretty exciting. So anyway, with all of that, I think it's time to start stamping. Well, I shouldn't say stamping. I've got all kinds of stuff to share with you first. So first of all, I think I already have some, cool stuff to share with you. I've got a couple cards. Let me just get myself organized. You should see the disaster I've got going on here. Let me just say everything outside of the camera view today is a disaster. But since we don't judge at the Creativity Cave, it's okay. Also, did you all know that I was in Facebook jail last week? Talk about stress. Sorry, we just have to talk about that for a second. I was not very happy about that. And I still don't know what put me into Facebook jail, but I'm not happy. And I will tell you, Facebook, if you're listening, since it seems like you do, if you want me to continue to advertise on your platform, I highly recommend you don't ever put me in jail again. Just saying. Do you think they heard that? Okay. So, with that being said, I'm going to flip the camera around, so close your eyes. Okay, here we go. These are two fabulously beautiful cards that I received in the last week. Look at this one. I just am giddy about this one. This was from Fran. She is a fabulous customer of mine, and I just love what she did with this card. This is just like, this makes me happy. In fact, I think we're going to work on recreating this card today because I love it. I love it. Thank you, Fran. So I love what she did here. She took the, these are from, what are these called? This is, it's, oh my gosh, my brain is dying inside a little. It's from Chicken Wire Elements, I think is what they were called. Anyway, it was really pretty. Someone saying they wish that there was an alternative to Facebook. I totally agree. There just doesn't seem to be. So I wish. Anyway, so she sponged this with the stencil, which was a Chicken Wire Element. If you recall, those were in last year's holiday catalog. So that's how we did this. And we're going to recreate this a little later. Actually, maybe that'll be one of our first cards. But anyway, I love it. Then this one, oh goodness, who sent me this? They had a note in it and it fell out. Shoot, who was that? Oh, and it was just the other day too. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Was this? I'm so sorry if I can't. I
don't remember whose this was from. I want to say it was from someone on my team. I wish I could remember. Now I feel pretty schmucky. I wonder if the note is still sitting on my desk. I'll figure it out. But anyway, I really like this card because it's cute. It's just a cute little opening like that. See, this is why you should stamp the back of your cards. But anyway, this I thought was a really cute little card too. So thank you both. All right, so next up, I've got some prizes to give away. Don't forget, if you are a prize winner, to claim your prize, you must email me drico@yahoo.com within 2 weeks of today. So by the end of this month, in order, well, not quite, a little bit earlier than that. Oh my gosh, did they catch me saying moist? I don't know, but that's funny. I don't think so. I haven't really said that much lately. You know how they say Facebook is always listening? Let me tell you, if they really were listening, like if they could hear me talking in my devices, like really listening, I gave them an earful. As my assistant said, I didn't filter when my son walked in the room, but as a 13-year-old who rides the bus, I'm sure he's heard worse. Maybe not from his mother, but just saying. All right. Well, I just dumped my prizes. Here we go. So that was kind of funny. Okay. Well, I have 4 stamp sets to give away because I forgot to do them last week. So, here is, Joy, that is exactly the point. Joy said, putting someone in Facebook jail doesn't change the behavior if the offender has no knowledge of what the offense was. That is absolutely true. Okay. So I Say Hello is my stamp set here that I'm giving away. My first winner is Carol Barksdale. Congratulations, Carol. I don't know if I've seen you on here or not. Make sure you email me with your mailing address to claim your prize, and I will get this sent out to you. So please email me at that email address. I also have another one to give to Tracy Springer, and I think I saw Tracy on here. So congratulations, ladies. Carol Barksdale and Tracy Springer, please email me to claim your prize. Tracy, I know you think I know your email or your mailing address, but would you send it to me anyway? So there you go. Okay, next up, I've got 2 more sets. These are the Budding Borders stamp set. That actually, I was just playing with this yesterday. And those 2 winners are Lynn Davis is one, and Sharon Young is the other. So ladies, make sure that you email me with your mailing address so that I can send these out to you. By the way, I always laugh when people email me and then they don't tell me what their mailing address is. That always cracks me up. Likewise, they'll say, "Can I have a catalog?" And then they won't tell me what their address is. It really helps if you give me your address. All right. So I'm just going to stick these on here so I don't lose them. And congratulations to all 4 of you. Make sure you email me, and there we go. You've got 2 weeks. Okay. Today is August 12th. So 14 plus 12 is 26. You have till the 26th. How do you like that? Okay. So let's come back to this beauty for a second, because when I saw it, I literally gasped. I was so excited. It's like Fran knows me, because this card just screams Dina, I think. So I wanted to kind of create my own version of this, and I'm trying to decide of how exactly I want to do this. I want let's see. This is kind of the one card I didn't have planned. Oh, you know what? Somebody asked me to do, here, we can like combine Someone, like just a few minutes before I went live, asked me to do the beautiful bouquet without using the dies. So there we go. Kids are heading back soon to school, and I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. My kids start on the 23rd. I think we should have a party. It's a Friday. I think we should have a party. Okay. So, Peggy, I can't move my camera, and actually this is the distance I have my lives every single time for many years. So, sorry about that, but it probably now that I'm stamping, it'll probably get better. Okay. First of all, I'm grabbing some scrap paper because this is definitely going to be a messy project. Not like crazy messy, but a little messy. I'm going to start with a 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 inch piece of black, and then white, and then I've got a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of black. Okay. And I'm going to take, and we have a little set of Pattern Party decorative masks. I love that they call them decorative masks. Like, who are you fooling? They're stencils, but whatever. So there's clouds, there's bricks, there's this medallion thing, and then there's these diamondy things. So we're going to use the diamondy things because it kind of reminds me of Fran's card. And you can use these with embossing paste. And I have to tell you, this is kind of funny. So when I moved, which was actually 1 year ago this weekend, I have not been able to figure out what happened to my embossing paste. And it finally dawned on me that I had to throw a bunch of stuff away. And actually embossing paste was one of them. They would not pack it up. The movers wouldn't. I think because anything that was like a liquid or liquidy, or they weren't sure what it was. And I think they opened up that silver one and said, nope. And so, you know how like you're within 24 hours of moving your entire household, you just throw a lot of stuff away. I think my embossing paste away, I'm pretty sure. So I just ordered some. But I really could not believe how one of those things, just when you move, you forget the stuff. I still can remember where stuff is in my old house, but not my new house. So anyway, so I've got my paper, I've got my stencil, and then you guys, I'm going to use my fave, which is, of course, my makeup brushes. Now, I know y'all are going to ask me what the link is to get these, and I'm not going to give you the link, but what I will tell you is that if you go to Walmart or Amazon and search oval makeup brushes, you will find them. The ones that have copper in the handle are my favorite, but really any of them will work just fine. So I think that's all I'm going to say about that. They're awesome, though, and if you don't have any, I definitely recommend them. Don't buy the expensive version that has crafting written on it, because that will be more expensive. Okay, so let's get started with this. I'm going to start with, of course, the best colors there are. Coastal Cabana. Okay. And I'm also going to use, well, I'm going to do a couple colors, but she had on hers, this could either be Lemon Lime Twist or Granny Apple Green. I'm going to go with Granny Apple Green since Lemon Lime Twist is discontinued and we're still mourning. And then I want to add one more color to this. And I think I might even just add a little purple. We'll see. You want to be careful because you don't want to put colors together that are going to get muddy or ugly. You want to be careful about that. Okay, so let's start with our Coastal Cabana. So I'm just kind of rubbing it on, and then I'm going to move this over a little bit, sorry. Let's put this right over the top, and then I want to do my first bit right here, because sometimes you can get kind of a dark bit of color, and you want that off. Okay. There, I've done a little bit right there. I'll do a little bit more right there. And there we go. Okay, do you guys want to peek? Because I always want to peek. So I'm going to hold this in place. Oh! Okay, put it back. All right, next up, I'm going to switch to a green. And basically, I kind of have like an aqua one, a green one. Here's my green one. But I don't have a special one for every single color. I don't. Okay, I'm gonna, there we go. Get rid of the first color. Oh, and I bumped this, so let's try and line it back up. That looks pretty good. Okay, so then I'm gonna put some more color over here and maybe a little down here, like so. Being careful not to overlap too much, but a little bit. I just don't want to get an ugly, muddy mess. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm going to put a little bit more over there. Okay. And then last but not least, we're going to add a little bit of Highland Heather. I think, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to use a little purple posy on this. My ink pad is still the old one that's crap. But I think I want a new one on this. I think this might actually look cool for this particular technique. Now, one question I've already had someone ask is, oh my gosh, doesn't that use up all the ink in your ink pads? And the answer to that is no. What it does is when you close your ink pad up, the ink will float to the surface again, so it's all good. Okay, so now if this looks not that great, we can put Highland Heather over it and it'll be fine. Remember, this is a really light color, so you might not see it a ton. And it doesn't look very good. So let's put Highland Heather over the top and see if that fixes it. Trial by error. This is too light, I think. I would have started maybe with that color. Starting with the lightest color is always a good idea. Okay. And I saw someone say you should put something dark underneath to help. And yes, that is a great tip. Okay. I think this will look a little better. And again, we're just being careful because we don't want this to turn into an ugly, muddy mess. But I think we are going to be good. Oh, so fun. Now, the only thing I would change is I would have left some white spots. I kind of talked too much through this, but what I loved about Fran's is that she had kind of some white space up here. Now, the other thing I loved about it is she did some spritzing, actually kind of a lot of spritzing. I don't know what color she used for sure. I'm going to try with Smoky Slate. Maybe, yeah, well, I'm going to actually try Basic Gray. I think that will be a little better. Yes, that's Basic Gray. Okay, so now lesson, whoa. Oh my gosh, you guys, that could have been bad. Yeah, you guys, I will say one more time, brushes, Amazon or Walmart. I get everybody asks me that like 100 million times, Amazon or Walmart. All right, so there's one. Ooh, you know what? I also have another really cool way to get spritzing on a card. Now, if any of you have a Paper Pumpkin subscription, you might recall that it comes with this clear black. You can see mine is clear as a newborn baby's, but because I have not ever used this black because I don't like it. I like my nice blacks. But I just learned what this is good for. Let me show you. I'm going to put some ink on here with my marker. Okay. And then I'm going to take, this aqua painter's dry. Hold on. Let me find one with water in it. Oh my gosh, they're all, oh, here we go. I was going to say, I know I've got one. This is like one of my old ones. It's kind of crappy. But we're going to put water on here. And then we're going to, I just want to give my aqua painter a little squeeze. And then we're going to flick. And do you see I get bigger blobs when I do it like that? Okay, so I just flicked the edge of my aqua painter, and then look at those blobs. So awesome. This is good for those of you who are too chicken to spritz. And I know you're out there. It's okay, no judgment. All right. So there we go. Now I'm going to take and stamp some beautiful flowers. So to do that, like I said, I'm going to use this cool stamp right here as requested. And I'm going to do this one. And oh my gosh, I'm missing that little stamp. Where did that go? It's like one of my favorites. Oh, it's in my set. Phew, that was scary for just a minute. Lord have mercy. Okay, do I need anything else? Maybe the smaller flower. Okay, then I want a cute little sentiment to go with this. I couldn't have picked a better friend than you, for sure. Oh, okay. So we're all set here. We've got some good images. So we're going to use black. Okay. Got to get out one of my behemoth stamps, this one. All right. So there is our image. We'll do our sentiment. And then we're going to add some pretty flowers to this. So we'll see what I can get on here. Kind of start with the biggest and then work down. There we go. Oh, and then kind of fill it in with that, and maybe one over here. And then what's left is this cute little patootie image that we're going to stamp here and maybe one over here and there. Oh, I think that's cute. Isn't that awesome? So there we go. Now I'm going to also take and give this a little spritz, because you know what? I have not spritzed anything in a while, and I'm sort of feeling a little withdrawal from it, to be completely honest. Okay, so I just spritzed the whole thing with shimmer paint. So this is rubbing alcohol and champagne mist in a Stampin' Spritzer. Okay, and you can see it's got shimmer all over it now. The rubbing alcohol is so that it dries quickly. Okay, and then let's get this mounted onto a card. I have to say, I think I like Fran's card better, but that's all right. This was my first go, and I didn't really plan it too far in advance, to be honest. Just a little. So, but what I am looking for is that piece of black cardstock that I had pulled out. What? Ah, here it is. I was going to say, what did I do with that? Okay. So I think this would be a little more appealing had I not done the background on the whole entire piece. You know, I think limiting it just a little bit would have been nice, but that's okay. I also think we're going to add a little ribbon to it. goodness, this was really wedged in my drawer. So this is some black satin ribbon, one of my faves. And is this too overbearing? Or should I do black baker's twine? I think I like the black baker's twine. It matches, I think, the stamps just a little better. So, do you, Fran? I really like yours better, to be honest, but imitation is the best form of flattery, isn't it? Okay, so I think this baker's twine is just a little less like in your face, slap you across the face. All right, I'll pop this up onto my card, and then I'm going to embellish just a little. Oh my gosh, my phone just flashed a new, like a I don't know, was it CNN or National Geographic or something? And let me see if I can pull it back up. It said, "The banana you know and love is in danger of disappearing forever." Oh, there we go. It's just so you know. Don't get caught. All right, I'm going to put a couple of clear faceted gems on here. I'm going to put these ones here and then maybe just regular rhinestones on my smaller flowers because these are the smallest ones. And I just think that adds another nice touch, I guess. Here are my rhinestones. Here's my pick your tool. Okay. I think this is just a fun little card. There we go. Isn't that fun? So, cute as a button. Well, thanks, Lynette. That's sweet of you. All right. So that is our first card. And here, I'll flash Fran's beauty once more. But that was my inspiration. So kind of fun. I do really like hers. I really like this stamp set, though, that she used. That's from the Bloom. What was that called? Bloom to Bloom, Bloom and Bloom, Bloom. Something about blooms. He was in the occasions catalog. All right. Next up. This was another guest request, so to speak. This was actually from one of my team members who said she was struggling to get the flowers from To a Wild Rose to line up. So let's show her how to do that. Ooh. So she wanted to see all 3 layers. So I think one of the tips I have for that, for all 3 layers, is to start with the first layer as the most detailed layer. That tends to give me more success. I know when I start, I think it's easier to line up that way. And I'll show you why, because that's usually the darkest color that you use. And, sorry, just got to clean up my mess here. It's usually the darkest color that you use. And so as a result, it tends to work a little better. So I'm going to start with a scrap of Whisper White, and I am going to use some crushed curry. I have been making these out of shades of yellow and just can't get enough, to be completely honest. I love the look. So I'm going to pull my stamps out. I just really like this. By the way, this is the To a Wild Rose stamp set, as I'm pulling all these out. Okay. Now, the other thing, let me see if I can find it. The other thing I was going to show you is I got the idea from the Stampin' Success magazine. We get these as demonstrators, and I'm sort of casing this card. I'm changing it up a little bit. But I really liked this card. I thought it was really pretty. And so I wanted to use this as kind of my base. But like I said, I'm going to change it up a bit. So first off, I wanted to start, like I said, with the most detailed image. Usually I would start with the most solid image. That's kind of how I used to do things. But I have found that this is a little bit more effective. Okay, so I'm going to start by making sure this is inked up really well. And I see a giant fuzz on here. So I think I'm going to clean this quick. That is a really good key to successful stamping, is that if you have giant fuzzes on your stamps, to clean them off first. I'm not going to tell you that they'll stamp a billion times better, but they probably will. I can't guarantee that they will, but I think they will. Okay, and see, I still see a fuzz right there. Maybe it's coming from my ink pad. Okay, so I'll stamp this, and I'm going to note this spot on my stamp. Okay, and the reason I'm mentioning that is because I started when I arranged my stamps on the blocks. I put it so that that same petal, you can see, is in the same spot on all three images of my all three blocks. Do you see what I mean? So I've already arranged my images on the block so that each of them are going to be in about the same spot. This petal right here is what I'm using to line them up. Okay, so then I'm going to ink this one up in my crushed curry ink as well. And do you see how much easier it is to line this up? Because I can just look right through and see where it's going. Now, the other thing I will tell you is that this is not going to line up 100% perfectly accurate. It's not meant to. Okay, so that's pretty good. I was a little bit off. And then my third image is going to kind of be awesome because it'll sort of take care of any issues I had with the first two. So I stamped that layer off, though you don't actually have to, but I wanted to get a nice light version of this. And then I can see with a few adjustments that I got it just right. Okay, you can also use your Stamparatus for this, but I'm too lazy. Plus these were already marked, or they were already on the blocks, so that's easy. All right, I also want to use the little center in this, and I'm going to stamp this in some early espresso, and look at how awesome that center looks. I love it. Okay. Now, in addition to that, I'm going to do a little leaf work here. So the leafy images, there's 3 of them, and I kind of am of the opinion that 3 is a little bit of overkill, to be honest, on this one, but I'll do all 3 just for you guys because I love you. I think I will, well, actually, I'm going to stamp 1 to die cut, and then the others I'll stamp on the card itself. But there's the most bold. Okay, now I'm doing that the opposite way here. There's that one with a little more detail. And then finally, I'm going to do this one in Mossy Meadow, so it's a little darker. Okay. Sorry, my daughter just yelled that she's going to work. There we go. Oh, amazing. That is good stamping, isn't it? But I kind of don't feel like all 3 of these layers are necessary. It's just up to you. Okay, now give me 1 second while I go die cut these, and then we'll put the card together. Actually, where's my stamp set? I gotta make sure the framelits are in here. Oh, shoot, they are. Oh, I don't know what I would have done otherwise. 1 sec. Okay, I just gotta cut one more thing quick. Yeah, I'm on Facebook Live. Okay, guys, I'm coming. Okay, sorry about that. I also die cut some things in vellum from here. Okay, so I've got my beautiful pieces. And by the way, when I go to line those up with the dies, guess what? I'm using that same leaf is an easy point to, twist the die to line it up with. Okay, so now let's get back to our card. I'm going to take and I've got a little 3-inch wide or 3¼ inch wide by 5½ inch strip. And I'm going to take and do a little background on here using one of my stencils. Okay, so for this, I'm going to take, as soon as I find it, the brick one. And I'm going to set this over the top. And I'm going to use my Coastal Cabana once again. I'm actually probably just going to use what ink might be on here. Well, I'll get a little more ink on here. By the way, I also get asked how I clean these, and I don't, is the answer. I keep one in my blues, one for yellows, one for greens, one for purples, but I don't clean them officially. I just kind of smear them till they're clean, I don't wet them down because I don't want to wait for them to dry before I can use them again. Okay, now remember when on that one card I was saying I didn't want to do the whole thing? So here's kind of an example of that, is I'm just gonna kind of get a background on here, but notice it's not the whole thing, and I like the look of that. I like not having the whole design. Don't you guys like that? That's what I wish I would have done in my last card. So, all right. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is take and add that. So now when you see this, it's just a subtle little background. It's really nice. Okay, so I'm going to add this beautiful flower to my card. Of course, popped up, because we wouldn't pop it up. I mean, my gosh, that's just crazy. And I'm just putting some stuff sort of at the top and bottom. And then I'm going to stick, oh wait, kidding. Just kidding. Remember how I told you I was going to stamp on here? Yeah, I guess still do that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this. Oh, there really wasn't any ink left on there. I'm going to stamp my image on here so I can see where I'm placing it. Okay, so I'll just line it up over that, but that just gives me an idea of where I'm placing it. And of course, you can see that's going to cover that up. But the reason I wanted to add that was so that I could place my stamped leaves on here a little bit more precisely. So I'll use that darkest color, which is Mossy Meadow, for my leaf. And I'm going to stamp one here. And then maybe just a little bit off over here. And then the one I die cut, I'll place right here. Okay. And then we'll come back and add the detail to this, which was in Granny Apple Green. And I think I'll just do this one layer and I'll stamp it off. Well, yeah, that's fine. It's okay that it's a little lighter. We'll do full strength over here because why not? Okay. So there are my leaves. Okay, now I'm going to place this right over the top. And again, do you see there's that petal? So it's easy to line up. Everything is a piece of cake. And now I can tuck this one in down here. Okay. And as always, you know me, I'm going to do a little of that business and stick it in right there. My husband is literally saying that's what she said, I'm sure. Okay, now what took me a little longer was because I ran my dies through twice to get these outline leafy branchy thingies in vellum. Okay, so I've got 2 of each. So we're just going to kind of tuck those in like so on here. And I love the look of that vellum. It's just a little bit, it's just a little bit fun. To add these in. And actually, I think I'm going to put that one over the top and then this one below. So that was what I was spending my extra time at the die cut machine for. So I like to kind of position them, make sure they look okay. Like actually, I like that one down there better. And then we'll tuck them in with our glue dots. And glue dots are just like every card maker's bestie. You know, they stick when you need them to. They do what you need them to when you need them to. They're kind of the best, you know, just like your bestie is. Okay. And one thing I love about this is it does not line up with the bigger leaf. I think that's kind of neat, actually. So I love that some of our dies are kind of just different designs, which I think make for an even more interesting composition. There, don't I sound fancy? Okay, so this is really taking my card from just plain and a little boring to wow, like wow, right? Okay, now on here, I wanted this to be a little bit fall, not fall, but like late summer, I guess is more what I mean, because that's kind of what it is right now. So I cut a piece of printed paper to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This is from the Pressed Petals printed paper. I think that's what it's called. And I am going to attach that to a Whisper White card base. So let me get all my dimensional backings. If you are any stamper worth their salt, you've found at least one of these backings in your bra, right? I'm positive. If you are any kind of stamper worth their salt, you have found dimensional backing in at least one undergarment. And if you're really worth your salt, you can find one of these on your spouse's undergarments. And yes, I have. Well, I've seen one stuck to my husband's butt. I know, TMI, sorry. Okay, so there's that wood grain. Isn't that cool? And then we're going to put this right over the top. Okay, and before I do that, though, I do want to add a little bit to this. I was thinking about using my lace, but I think instead I'm going to use my braided linen trim. Oh, yeah. That's going to be pretty stuff. Oof. I love this. You find backings in the trunk of your car. I know whenever we're at a Stampin' Up event, like in the hotel, we find them in the hotel, like in the lobby or in the hallways. And it's always kind of nice because it's kind of just nice. It's comforting to know that the stampers are in the hotel. Okay, so you went to the doctor with a rhinestone on your arm. That is awesome. You had the backing in your hair last week. It sounds like people are having comment issues. I don't know what to say except sometimes coming out and coming back in. I know if you're watching it horizontally and not vertically, that can affect it. And also swiping one way or the other. That probably is those are all my best pieces of advice. Okay, so now this kind of really gives it the shabby chic look. I feel like if what is that lady on the Food Network called? Renee, is it Renee Drummond? You know, the prairie, what is her name? She's super cute with the red hair and her little cowboy husband and her little cowboy boys and her sweet girls who are off to college. What is her name? Oh, I don't know. Bree. Yeah. I feel like this is the kind of card she would make if she was a crafter. Okay. But what is her? She's the Pioneer something. What is that show called? The Pioneer Woman. Thank you, Sherry. Okay. So there we go. We're going to add that. But wait, we're still not done. Can you see this little smudge of ink? I keep trying to wipe it off like it's going to go away, but it's not. We'll take my little sand eraser to it. Tell it whose business. This card is mine, not yours. Smudge. So I'm just lightly sanding on this, and now it's pretty much gone. We're probably going to stamp right over it, so it's okay. All right, I do believe this is a perfect blessed card. So we'll stamp on Early Espresso. The word blessed, that comes in the stamp set. I think someone asked what the name of it was. It's To a Wild Rose. And here it is again. By the way, this was my Creativity to Go kit from last month. I have some available. If you are still interested, I can post the link to that in the description of the video when we're done here. I also posted the link to my fall retreat in the description here. So it's actually a link to my blog where I explain all the information and then show you the options for registering and everything. Okay, so there we go. Now the only other thing that this needs is, I don't want a full sprinkling, but I do want some speckles. So I'm gonna do speckles rather than shimmer paint on here. And we'll just smack this a few times to get some sprinkles. I didn't want to do colored sprinkles because I was worried it would be too much. By the way, lesson learned, I left my ink pad open and now it's got sprinkles in it. It's not the end of the world, but just saying. Okay, so there we go. Oh my gosh, isn't that pretty? I'm so digging this. Love, love, love how it turned out. Okay, sometimes things just work. I love that. So that is my card. Next up, I'm going to do kind of a naturey thing, but switch things up a little bit. This time, I'm going to feature a stamp set that is part of this month's Creativity to Go kit. And I will tell you, I'll get it. It's not posted on my blog yet, but I'll get that up here probably today yet. This is the stamp set, and the bundle is these three 4 pieces, I guess. And this is one of those that I think a lot of people aren't noticing in the catalog. This was actually one of the first things I noticed when the catalog came out. I love this set, and it is such a summer set. It is so awesome, but I think it's kind of summer into fall, and I'll explain why. Obviously, the palm tree is fairly summery. We can't really get around that too much, but if you are from the Midwest, you probably know what these are. And I know cattails are probably everywhere, but I feel like they're kind of a Midwesty thing. There's also this super cute floral image, which I just love. And then, of course, some dragonflies. But this is one of my favorites. Deborah is saying, how would I finish the inside? Oh, you could just stamp, so it's blessed, and then to know you or to be your friend, you could just stamp that in the center. You could add a flower in there if you wanted, or a couple leaves. Sorry. Okay, so anyway, that's this bundle. Okay. So, to do this card, I'm going to get rid of a few of these stamps so I can make room. So again, friend like you. And this is going to be, like I said, my Creativity to Go kit for this month. And it's a goodie. I'm going to start. And one of the things that I love about it is it's perfect for masculine cards as well. So that's one of my favorites. Okay. So for this one, I'm going to start with a half a sheet of crumb cake. So that's going to make it kind of earthy. Then I've got a panel that I embossed with the Pinewood Planks embossing folder. And I'm just going to put this on like so. So this is Mossy Meadow that I embossed this with. And I love this color combination. Oh my gosh, I've got sprinkles on my hand. That's so not what this is. Here, let me rub it on my boob. It'll be fine. Oh yeah, that came right off. Good. Now my boob's glittery. Nothing like that. Won't that be fun when I see my husband after this? Don't worry, I've got clothes on. It's okay. All right. So I've got this. Oh my gosh, Sharon, I forgot to ask you where you guys are. I didn't know where you guys escaped to, but P.S. good for you. It's rainy today. You were right to go. Okay, so I just need a scrap of white. Here we go. And I'm going to punch a circle with my 2 1/4 inch circle punch. This is the largest circle punch that we've got in the catalog right now. And I'm going to take and stamp that little cattail image on here. Okay, so for that I'll use my Mossy Meadow ink. And I'm going to kind of do it a little off to the side like so. And then I've got the little cattails on here that I'll just add, and you just pick a couple to line them up with, like about there. Okay, and I did that in early espresso. All right, next up, I'm going to take and do a little sponging. So I'm going to grab, let me see. I got to figure out which one is which. Ooh, has this got anything on it? I think I need to label these a little bit so I can remember. There we go. I think that's the one I want. Well, no, that's the lighter one. Maybe this is the one I want. Oh my gosh, this is the one I want. So complicated. I need to label these so I can do it a little faster. Okay. So I'm just gonna get rid of some of that ink, and I'm just gonna sponge the bottom edge here, kind of fill that in with a little bit of green. I also want to add some blue. That is green. Is this green? Is that the one I just had? Yes. See, I need to label these. Ah, here we go. Here's the one I'm looking for. Yes. I'm going to take a little balmy blue. Okay. And then like water, I'm just going to always want to get rid of that first bit of color though. I'm going to add this like it's the sky. Okay, that looks fantastic. And then I'm going to take my cute little dragonfly stamp and stamp that on here like so. Okay. Now I am going to attach that to a circle that I've die cut. That's just a little bigger than my 2 1/4 out of some early espresso cardstock. Okay. Now, on here, you can do a couple of different things. We've got some of this linen ribbon. We've also got some, this is, what is this called? Burlap ribbon. I think this is a little more masculine, so I'm going to choose this version of ribbon. But I'm just going to put a little piece of this underneath. And again, this just sort of mans things up a little. I don't want to say mans things up because that sounds weird, but ooh, I kind of like that. We'll do it like that. But we'll just add this to our card. Snail works great to adhere this. And I think I'll just trim the ends of this slightly, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to pop this up over the top. Now, before you think, well, that's a little boring, just wait. We have to add our sentiment. Okay, so I'm just going to put dimensionals on either side here. And then our sentiment, we'll just stamp on a little, if I can find it. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Well, I'll just grab another one. I had a little piece of paper here. Now the sentiment, there's several sentiments that come in this stamp set, but I really like this one. It says, thanks for being there for me. And oops, we'll stamp it straight this time though. There we go. So thanks for being there for me. We'll just snip that off. Like so. And then add it right over the top. And I think this is a fantastic card to give to somebody. Really simple and easy. So, and this, like I said, is my Creativity to Go kit for this month using this bundle. So I highly recommend it. We're also going to do some fun things with pigment sprinkles. You don't have to have this pigment sprinkles to do the class, but we'll talk, I'll show you some tips and whatnot in it. So it'll be kind of fun. All right. So there's that one. Let's see. I've got one more, but I wanted to make one other more card. I wanted to just play with my brushes one more time. I mean, we've had so much fun with these brushes. Don't you think we should just do one more kind of crazy fun card? So for this one, I'm itching to use that circle medallion. Okay. So this, again, these are from the little decorative masks. What are they called? Party something? Party time, right? I don't know. Oh, is the name not on here? Oh, no, it's on here. Pattern Party Decorative Masks. So I just love these, and I think this one is so much fun. So we're going to make one more card, and then I have like the cutest card ever. I will tell you, I cased it from a friend of mine, but it is the cutest card ever. It's with the Dino Pals stamp set, so you're going to want to stick around for that card, just as an FYI. Okay, now for this one, I wanted to do some bright, happy colors. So I thought... Ooh. Sorry, I was having trouble reaching my cardstock. I'm going to start with a white base, and I'm going to take the suggestion of one of our viewers who said, put a dark piece of paper under there. So that is a good idea. I'm going to grab a piece of black, and that will be under here. And then that is a good tip because look, you can see where your cardstock is in relation to that mat. So much easier. Okay, and yes, this should remind you of the Eastern Palace because that is exactly where the design came from. Okay, now let me just clean up a little here because I've really got kind of an epic mess going on. And by the way, to clean the masks, because once you've used them, you've got ink on them, just run them under water and then dry them with paper towel to make sure the ink is all off. Just a tip for you. Okay, and then I gotta clear off just a little bit of space here so I can check the color of my masks. This is important, people. Okay, so I think I'm going to position it kind of like that. The positioning really isn't critical, but I think that looks kind of fun. And let's see what colors. I'm thinking I want to use some grapefruit, some melon, some saffron. I think these are good colors to start with. Maybe if I need to, I can put a little Calypso coral in there. Okay, so I'm going to start with my lightest color first. And I always get rid of that first little bit of ink so it's not too intense. And I want that lightest color to be on the outermost ring. So I'm just going to kind of go around here, and I'm not filling it 100% in because remember, we kind of liked that sort of not fully covered look, I would say. Okay, then I'm going to take and do my grapefruit. Okay, so I'm just going to hold this down. And I'm going to color my grapefruit on here. Oh my gosh, I'm already excited about this. Like, seriously, it's going to be awesome. Okay, looking good. Now, if you wanted to tape these down with some washi tape, that's probably a good idea if you're worried about things moving. Okay, now I'm going to use that same one, and I'm going to do my melon. Make sure this is lined up nicely. And then we'll get that melon right in the middle here. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is gonna be so pretty. Okay, are you ready for the big reveal? Do you like the look so far? Oh my gosh, you guys, how pretty is this? I love it. And that black paper worked like a charm, so that was a great tip. Okay, so I've got this beautiful panel. Now, what do you do with it, right? That's the trick. I was thinking to keep it kind of simple, and I was just going to stamp a sentiment in black over the top. You could do like the well said words. I don't want to do that because I don't want to take the time to die cut them. But I think this is a happy card, so let's do So Happy for You.
Everybody likes happy cards.
Everybody likes happy cards, sweetheart. Were your ears burning? I had a couple of good, that's what she says.
No, I missed those, but I'm glad I got the happy card.
Yes. Okay. Here's my black. By the way, I only have like 4 ink pads open. I know you guys would be freaking out if you could see them all. We'll just close them up. Just because I'm nice like that. Okay. So happy for you. Oh, I love it. It's really simple. But of course, all the detail is in the card. Now, I do feel like we should spritz it though. Oops. Because this will just make it even fabulouser. Then that is totally a word. Okay, I don't know if you can see that on here, but it's spritzed. So it's all fancy pretty. Okay. Oh, I started with 4 by 5 1/4. Let me just trim a little sliver off. Okay, so I just trimmed 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 so that it would fit on the 4 by 5 1/4 inch black panel. And then we'll just adhere this right on. And if I was to add anything, I would think I would add maybe a little black baker's twine here at the bottom in a bow. Just as a little something something, but you don't have to have anything. It's just adorable as is. Okay, so we'll just take and do a little bit. Oops. A little bow at the bottom. Okay. And then you can add this to whatever color card base you want. Even white or black would be fine. I'm thinking I'm gonna do pink because me likey. Oh, a faceted jewel. Yeah, I agree. We'll add one of those. And maybe I'll just pop this up because why not? And now that I spritzed again, I've got shimmer all over everything. Oh well, such is life. It's my life, I don't care. I don't care if it sparkles. That's what I want. All right. And here is a clear faceted gem in the middle. Whoops. Boom. So there you go. So pretty. Oh, I just love it. Okay, so one more card. Now, I'm warning you, you might not be able to handle this one because it's just going to be so ridiculously cute. This is, oh goodness, and I just got glue all over myself. That's great. This is one of those cards that I should have thought of, honestly, but did not. But when I saw who came up with it, I should have known because she does this with everything. In fact, I think, are my card bases pre-scored? No. And the reason is if I pre-score them and they don't line up, it drives me bat poo crazy. So I don't do that. You're welcome for that, by the way. No, I don't pre-score my cards. I typically use my bone folder, though I don't think I have been using it today, but I do typically use it. But that's all. Okay, so I'm going to show you the card, and then I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay. And this was based on my friend Cindy Bauman. She lives in, and you won't be surprised when you see this, she lives in Hawaii. And she did this actually with the pig from the pig stamp set. I was thinking we could do it with the cow too, though I didn't have a chance to try it. But here's the dinosaur. Like, what? This is ridiculous, right? So let me show you how we did it. It's so easy. This also is the Dino Days is my online class for this month. So here's another shameless post, or shameless advertisement for that. Okay, so you guessed it. We're going to use our sponges again, amongst a couple other things. All right. Now, I'm going to start with a card base that is lovely lipstick. Okay. And you can see I'm just folding it in half. Here's my bone folder. Boom. Okay. It's really nice crease. Our cardstock is fabulous, so it's easy to do. Okay. So there we go. Then I'm going to take a piece of 2-inch strip of the printed paper and adhere that to my card with a little liquid glue right in the middle. Okay. Like so. And then I want to take and stamp on my, on my little piece of cardstock here. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to take some soft suede ink and stamp the little palm tree base. All the stamps, except the sentiment, are from the Dino Days stamp set. So I'll just kind of bring that tree in, kind of at an angle, like so. And I use soft suede. You could really use any brown color. It doesn't matter. Then I'm going to take my old olive ink and stamp the palm fronds. Okay. And by the way, you guys, you know what? I first thought the stamp set might be kind of just for kids, but honestly, I've had so much fun with it. I think it's for adults too. I would be excited to get a card with this set. So I'm just going to take the palm fronds and kind of build my palm on here. And I just want to fill it out like so. And I'm just kind of going around. So I'll do another one over here, and then maybe one over here, and then maybe one straight down there. And I'm overlapping in the center, and that's fine. Okay, so there's a cute little palm frond. All right. Next up, I'm going to take and do a little bit of sponging. Why? Because I can. Oh, I love this. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of my olive and I'm going to go at the bottom and just kind of put some ground down. Okay, I'm doing swirls, but in a line. All right, so there we go. Oh, it looks magnificent, doesn't it? All right, then I'm going to flip it around and put in some sky. Okay, so just making sure I'm grabbing the right one. For the sky, I'll use my Pool Party ink. Okay, I'm just going to flip my background paper here to get some clean space on here. Okay, so I'll pick up some Pool Party ink. And then, like I said, I'm going to just come in and add the sky up top. And I'm going kind of all the way over here, so pick up a little bit more ink and bring it around. So really simple, but I kind of have white in the middle here. Okay, now I have gone ahead and stamped and die cut out our dinosaur, so you didn't have to wait for me to do that. I stamped him in gray granite ink, and then I'm going to add the little tummy detail in gray granite ink right over the top because it's just cute. I mean, come on. Like, look at how cute he is. It's ridiculous. He's happy. Okay. Now, you probably are wondering where the grass skirt came from. Let's see, where did my stamp set go? I want to show you where it came from. Oh, but where did I... Ah, here we go. So see how this dinosaur has the thingies, the spikes that go on his back? That's a separate stamp image. It's also a separate die cut. So I die cut that piece. Okay, that goes right there. I die cut that piece and I'm going to use that as his grass skirt. Okay, so to do that, I'm just going to kind of snip off the excess. That sounds really naughty. Okay. So I'll just kind of curve it around and curve this around. And I think I actually cut off, well, that looks pretty good. You can just kind of cut off as much as you need to of that little piece. Okay, and then I will pop that up onto my card. I'll just take this. By the way, did anybody watch gymnastics last night? Well, I think you guys, if you've watched me for a while, you know that I'm a hardcore Olympics fanatic. I love the Olympics. But I was so excited to watch Simone Biles last night. She is just so amazing. I loved every second of that. It was very exciting. Oh my goodness. So there we go. Now we're just going to put that on here like so. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's so cute. Since I have a flower in the Dino Hippo hair with a grass skirt, isn't it a female? Well, yeah. He's a girl until I accessorize him. So for now, he's a boy. But yes, you're right. He's going to be a girl in a minute. But, you know, if he's confident in his masculinity, he could be rocking that flower in his hair. I'm just saying. I don't know why I assume that all T-Rexes are boys. Because that's not how it works. Just saying. Okay. So there we go. Now I'm going to add my sentiment. This is from Itty Bitty Greetings. And I will just stamp that in Old Olive. So I know it wasn't the Olympics, but it's the countdown to the Olympics. That's why I'm all excited. Okay, so I've got It's Your Day on here. I think this is just so dang cute. All right, now, ooh, I forgot to cut one of my layers. I had to cut just a quick layer of Old Olive cardstock. Give me one sec. So I'm just going to layer this on a skinny little layer of old olive. So this is 4.5 by 3.25. So this is 4 5/8 by 3 3/8. Okay. So there we go. Now, very cute, but let's make him really adorable and turn him into a her. So I'm going to take some of my frosted flower embellishments. These were in the Occasions catalog and they carried over to the annual catalog. I've got my dark, lovely lipstick Stamp and Blend. And I'm just going to color this in, and I'm even going in between the flower petals. And if you really want to wait and let it dry and then put another layer of ink on, you'll get a little darker coloring, and that's fine. Okay. But then we're just going to pop this off and place it up here in her hair. I'd like to think that her name is Gertrude. I'm just saying. Gertie, right? Okay. But wait, there's more. I'm also going to take a glue dot. Oh, I just used up the last of my glue dots, didn't I? Don't worry, I got more. And I've got a glue dot here, and you can either kind of cut off a hunk of this, or if you roll it up, but if you cut off a hunk, it works a little better. And I'm just going to shove that down in the center here. But a half of a glue dot actually works a little better. And then I'm going to take my rhinestones and I'm going to place one of these right over that glue dot, and there's kind of like a dip in there. And now look at Gertie. She's just so cute with a little rhinestone in her flower. Okay, see, now she's a girl. All right, to finish this up, I'll just adhere this. You guys, how ridiculously cute is this? So like I said, I've got an online class for this one too. I'll get all those links up here in my video description for you, especially if you're watching. Dirty Gertie, you guys are terrible. It's like you know me. So anyway, oh my gosh, isn't that just the sweetest? I think this would make just an adorable baby card, but I would send this to a girlfriend too. So I think this stamp set is so fun. I can't wait for you guys to see the projects we're going to make because they're pretty awesome. And like I said, all of that can be found on my blog. Actually, it will very soon be found on my blog. I am going to get this up shortly though, so that if you want to register for this one, it's coming out on the 23rd, I believe. Okay, so let me give you the rundown of what we did today. 5 amazing cards. So we have Dirty Gertie. We've got So Happy for You. We've got Thanks for Being There for Me. We've got Blessed. Oh, I love this one. And then what did I do with that first card I made? I think I set it off someplace and now I'm not so sure where it went. It's probably under something, so give me... Oh! Well, goodness, I don't see. What did I do with it? Yikes. Oh, here it is. I put it on the floor. Okay. So we also made this card, which was a case off of this card that I got from Fran. So anyway, there's everything. We also talked about my fall retreat. Then I'm going to write this, but I'm not going to say this just in case this was the reason I went to jail. So don't forget to do that here or on YouTube, and then you'll be entered in a drawing for free stamps. Okay. Also, a fall retreat. There's 3 options. It's October 25th through the 27th in Davenport, Iowa. And I actually have a link in the description up here that gives you a link. It's a link to my blog where all the details are for everything. So the fall retreat is going to be amazing. We'll call it maybe epic. I don't take those words lightly either. You will have a good time.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Look who came to say hi.
Taken out of context, that's really disturbing.
My fall retreat's going to be epic. Wouldn't you agree?
What?
My fall retreat will be epic. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, it's right next to a pool. Which I'm excited about. It's going to be the best thing ever.
It will be the best thing ever.
Because I'm going to be there and helping and like hopefully get paid.
This month, I do have some awesome classes. I have, as I mentioned, my friend like you is my to-go kit. My creativity to-go kit. That comes out at the end of the month. My Dino Days class comes out on August 23rd, a banner day, because that's the day my kids go back to school. Yay. Then I also have summer camp. Carl just got back from camp. It's time for us to have camp. So summer camp is $75 plus shipping, and it has 15 make and take projects. For instance, one of those make and take projects is indeed a set of cards. So there's all kinds of fabulous stuff with that. And if you get both, if you register for summer camp or my summer camp with my friend like you kit, you get a discount. So save $10 if you get it with the to-go kit, a friend like you. There's also a online only version of this as well. So, and of course, if you cannot come to the retreat in person, there are to-go options. Either you get a kit with all the pre-cut cardstock, or you get a PDF with all of the projects, and there will be a ton of them. That PDF will also include all of my sample boards that I'll have. There'll be tons of displays, like we're talking hundreds of cards, both out of the annual catalog and the holiday catalog. And you'll also be able to participate in all of the prizes and little treats and treasures that come your way that go along with any event that I have. So anyway, if you have any questions about any of this, of course, let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for stamping with me. I'll be back here again next week on Monday. Or actually, will I? Yes, I will. I was just trying to remember when Labor Day. It's not yet, so no problem. But you guys have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.